Lately, I have been getting a lot of questions on how to do a messy bun, and honestly, that kind of threw me for a loop a little bit when people ask that, because I kind of just throw it up and whatever it looks like, it looks like. There's really no exact like rhyme or reason or step-by-step process that I kind of go through. It's just kind of like, this is what I did and this is what happened. Like, it's just kind of by chance that my messy buns look cute some days and not on other days. So let's hope today is a look cute day, because I'm about to show you what I do on how to get these messy buns. So it's fairly easy. We are going to start with, this is day 2 here, I believe, and I curled it yesterday a little bit and then ended up throwing it up in a ponytail and a ball cap, and this is just kind of like what's left this morning. I would recommend starting with day 2 hair. If not, you can start with day 1 hair, but you probably want to use some dry texture spray or some dry shampoo, and I'm going to show you kind of what I do anyways, even if your hair is day 2, 3, 4, whatever. I usually do this hairstyle. I don't even know that I would call this a hairstyle. You're gonna be using some dry shampoo and some hairspray. So you've got to really get some texture in your hair when you're doing a messy bun. If your hair is really thin and very limp, you can still do a messy bun. It's just gonna be a little bit more challenging. And since I had my son, I've lost a lot of hair, and so my hair is a little bit thinner, and I've kind of had to work a little bit harder to get a messy bun, but it is still possible, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to be using the Batiste dry shampoo, and this is in the blonde, brilliant blonde, and I love this because, as you can see, my roots, I am naturally like a dirty blonde. I was born like white blonde, but as I've gotten older, I am now a dirty blonde, and so this kind of gives you a little bit of color in your hair, like in the roots. I like this because it doesn't look as crazy when I put my hair up. It kind of blends, you know, my roots a little bit. So I'm going to take this and I am going to just spray it everywhere. I'm going to spray it at my roots. I'm going to spray it throughout the links of my hair. The more texture that you have for an updo or for a messy bun, the better. So I'm going to go ahead and just lift up sections and just spray. Ooh, that was a little bit much there. That's all right. And yeah, my hair's a little bit crazy from the cap I was wearing yesterday. I wear caps a lot, so. All right, now that I've got a little bit of texture spray in my hair, I am going to go ahead and spray a little bit of hairspray throughout the links. Like, the messier that your hair is before it goes in a messy bun, get it? The better. It's gotta have something to cling onto. If your hair is just too thin and loose, it's not going to hold at all. It's just gonna get up there and fall limp. So I am going to tease the top of my hair. If you want your messy bun to stay, you're going to have to tease. I am going to go ahead and pull all this back, and I'm going to take it and tease underneath there. And I know you can't see my face right now, but I'm going to tease underneath the next section, and then flip it back over. And I'm also going to tease the sides, but the key to this is that you don't want to tease right here, because you're going to be pulling it back this direction. So you want to pull, like if you're going to tease the side, you want to pull it back and then tease from the back. Does that make sense? So instead of teasing right here, I will pull it back and tease right here. Now that I look a little bit crazy, I am going to take some more hairspray and just spray underneath those parts that I teased. Like I said, this is really about making a huge mess of your hair before you put it up. So that's why I do this like towards the end of my hair washing, towards the end of like when I would wash my hair, because you're gonna make a really big mess with it, and like tomorrow I'm not gonna take it down and try and straighten it throughout all the teasing that I did. So I'll probably wear my hair in a bun tomorrow as well, or I will wash my hair tonight. So I'm going to be using a black elastic like this. You can also use a clear elastic. I know that these work pretty well too. These are just by Goody. But sometimes I use these and sometimes I use these. For this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. Not for any specific reason, except that sometimes I do a little bit better with these than the clear elastics. So it's just kind of your preference, but holy cow. I look like I'm from like the 90s, early 90s or something, with like my red lips and my big hair. All I need is some bangs right here. So I'm going to kind of pull my hair back and leave my hands kind of open so that I'm not like slicking it back or anything. It's just kind of like a very gentle gather. A gentle gather. So I'm running my hands back, and as you can see, my hand, okay, everything is not in my hand like slicked back, okay? It's just kind of like at the top, it's a little bit puffy. I'm okay with that. I kind of like it. And the way that my hand is, hold on, it's upside down, if that makes any sense. So my thumb is right here on top and I'm holding underneath my ponytail. So when I put my hairband around my hair, I'm going to flip my ponytail over and wrap the band around it. And I'm not going to pull all of the hair through. I'm just pulling some of it through, unless you have layers and a few pieces come out, but that's okay. And then we're going to twist it and wrap it back around again. And mine goes 3 times. If you have really thick hair, you probably will only go around twice. Okay, so now you're thinking, wow, that's not very cute. Don't worry, we're going to be pulling it out, okay? So take it and stretch it, okay, in both directions. So like vertically and horizontally. Stretch it out. And you see these pieces like this, okay? The pieces that were not taken, like we're not pulled through the ponytail, you're going to just wrap them around and tuck them back into the elastic. So any pieces that are sticking out like that are just going to be tucked right back into the elastic. So you're just going to kind of keep messing with your bun until you like the shape of it. And like these pieces right here, I'm just going to tuck them back in. It's just kind of like a game of pulling and tucking and pulling and tucking. So once you kind of get it shaped kind of where you want it, I like to take my hands like this again and just gently pull out pieces, not really pull out pieces, but just kind of like run your hands through it and tug out pieces so that it's not pulled tight like a cheerleader, because I used to do that in high school. And then you're going to pull out, not pull it out, but you're going to pull pieces from like the nape of your neck so that it is a little bit more soft looking and undone, like you didn't try very hard. I like these little pieces hanging out. I may like run a curling iron or a straightener through this crazy one right here, but just kind of mess with it a little bit. And like I said, there's really no rhyme or reason for this, my messy buns. That's why I was like, okay, I'll try a tutorial on this, but if I look a little bit like I don't know what I'm doing, it's because every day you never know what it's going to turn out to look like. So the key to this is that you have to use bobby pins, because throughout the day your hair will start to fall. And I have realized that if I use bobby pins, it will stay and it looks a lot better. So I am just using some regular bobby pins, and I'm going to take pieces from the front and pull them up like that, and then bobby pin them to the front of my head like that. So I'm going to take another piece, and like I said, this is like trial and error. So, you know, one day it could look really awesome and another day it will look pretty crappy. So, and sometimes it's easier just to do your hair than it is to do a messy bun. Seriously. It's like a messy one is harder than just curling it. So in order to give it a little bit like of a softer, more romantic look, I went ahead and just wrapped these little pieces that are hanging out around my Numi wand for, you know, a couple seconds, and that is how they turned out. So this is my messy bun, and like I said, every time you do it, it's probably going to turn out a little bit different. Mine are never the same, but this is kind of the same steps that I go through to get the messy bun. I hope that I didn't butcher that and just completely like confuse you, because it's really difficult to kind of show you what I do when I don't even know what I do every time. But I do tease, I do spray a lot of product. It's the messier the better. You may have to try it a few times before you get the hang of it, but I really like this hairstyle for you know, the days where you don't want to do your hair and you just kind of want it out of, well, I take that back. You do kind of have to do your hair, like I said with this, but you don't want it in your face, like you're just running errands, you're running around with your kid. You wanted to wash your hair last night, but you didn't get a chance to, so it's got to go up. I hope that this was helpful for those of you who were requesting this tutorial. If not, I'm really sorry. I did my best. I hope that you all have a wonderful week, and don't forget to like and to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.